Hello, my name is Ron Bates, and I'm a proud graduate of Cal State at LA. I've worked in local governments for 50 years, and I'm hoping to bring you some comments today that will be helpful to you as you pursue what I consider to be a very fascinating and interesting career in public service. I might also add that I'm privileged to sit on Dean Johnson's advisory council, and my background educationally is in addition to an undergraduate degree at Cal State at LA, I have a master's and PhD in public administration with a specialty in finance from the University of Southern California. Okay, let's get to work here. Three ideas. First, words of wisdom for you as you move into the public sector, into a full-time job, or want to change jobs. And the one thing I guess I'd say as a tip, and that would be think about your resume. And what I mean by that is make sure you've done a good job on your resume. You've thought it through clearly. It's spaced out. It's attractive to read. You may even have used some colors. But here's the key, is ask yourself, if you're a personnel analyst who's looking at 50 applications, why do I want you? Why do I want to move you aside and put you in the group that's going to be potentially interviewed for the job? And that question has to be, is because your application stands out. And let me give you an example. If you have a background, let's say you had some classes in finance, maybe accounting, and you're going into a recreation department, you want to be a rec supervisor, for example, and you can say you've had some experience in finance, that may be the little edge that you need that gets you on into that interview process. Additionally, what I'd say is focus and make sure if you get a chance that you take an accounting class, a finance class. I would also say analytical skills are important, and you've got to be able to write well administratively, and you've got to be able to get up and make a presentation to a Parks and Rec Commission, a city council. Those are all important factors. Secondly, let's talk about how the pandemic might affect your further career as you go into the public sector. I think the first question for you is, how do you stay productive, and how do you keep your employees productive if you don't have face-to-face contact with these employees on an ongoing basis and aren't able to read body language, aren't able to monitor maybe their performance as well as you would like to? How you work that out and figure that out, I think is going to be important, because more people, I think, are going to be working remotely even after we come back from the pandemic. Third point, what do I wish and I knew as I was going into the public sector that I think would have helped me and maybe made it easier for me to advance in the process. Although, I mean, I'm not complaining. I did well. I served as city manager for about 20 years in different cities, assistant city manager in Anaheim. But in some regards, I was a little bit of a slow learner. And what I mean by this is it's important for you to be concerned about the success of your employees, because once they know that you're concerned about them, they'll take more interest in taking that extra step to help you be successful in your job. And what I say by that, or what I mean by that, is that I was always really hardcore, aggressive, wanting to get the job done, but sometimes I wasn't concerned enough about my employees and how to help them and bring them along in achieving the goals and objectives for the different cities and departments that I work for. So I hope those tips help you, and I look forward to you having a very enjoyable and productive time working for local government. Thank you.